Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We're here at Camera Store Showroom with Juho from Camera Rescue doing the top 10 cameras of 2019, and we are with number 1. Do remember there's an article on their website and a video that they made covering this a little faster, but we're giving a one-on-one review of the camera, why it probably was the most searched, and alternatives for similar prices. So the number 1 most searched and clicked probably camera of 2019 is the Leica M6. So no surprise, I think.
Well, for me it is a bit of a surprise because it's almost, with the lens, almost a 4,000 euro camera now. Mm-hmm. So yes, okay, people Google it and drool over it, but this is out of 10 million hits in the whole of Europe. The most clicked item is a Leica M6. Like, how many people can afford it?
I think more than affording it is the lust. You know, people are lusting for Leica cameras most of the time. Either they're non-Leica fanboys or Leica fanboys. But the M6, of course, is a camera that has the Leica benefits of the build quality, M mount, has a light meter, which is very easy to read. It has the fact that it's mechanical. So if your light meter fails or you don't put batteries, you can still shoot easily. It comes in black and it's not uber expensive like the M4s or ugly maybe like the M5s. And the MPs are overpriced like over the M6. So I think in general, it's a great camera altogether. And plus a lot of people are shooting it.
Yeah, and like the most, like the guys that I've known that bought them are pretty big on social media. Or
of
not
course.
Pretty big, like much bigger than any us two.
Yeah, of course.
So like that gets people interested.
No, yeah, I've, being a skateboarder myself, the M6 has been in everyone's, neck for many, many years. People on social media nowadays, which is what drives most of the internet, people searching. We've been doing the list. It's been the Canon A1, the, Hasselblads, Mamiya 7s, and all these things. Mostly driven by people's influence through social media, things like Instagram and stuff. So yeah, the M6 is no surprise because a lot of people are shooting it and doing great work with it. And it's, it's a work tool. Like it's a workhorse. You can shoot and shoot and shoot and never, it can be the only Leica you need.
Okay, so what are the options? I mean, it's going at almost 2,000 euros of the body only at the moment. So what would you go with?
Considering that the Leica M6 is, like Juho said, 2,000 euros nowadays, and you still have to mount a lens, and yes, you can go for the Voigtlander route, but if you're going for Leica glass, like the Summicrons, it's another 2,000 depending on the versions.
Yeah.
So we're talking 4,000. And Juho and me talked about the fact that that is getting in the terrain of the Xpan, which I know it sounds crazy because everyone's like, the Xpan is really expensive nowadays, but the Xpan has aperture priority, which is pretty cool. Has manual functions if you want to do it. Over and under exposure. It shoots panoramics, which is great. But a lot of people don't know that it can also shoot 35.
Yeah, it can shoot normal frames with the 45mm and the 90mm. And even though people think it's a lot, 3,000 euros for the double kit, it's less than the M6.
It's less than an M6 with a Leica lens.
Yeah. And you get 2 lenses and you can shoot the panoramic shots, which are legendary. It's still not being replicated properly even in digital. And you can, if you send them to a good lab, you get over 12,000 pixels, the long edge, which is
it's crazy. And if you're going to be printing, it's basically a medium format lens on a 35mm body that shoots both panoramic 24 by 65, if I'm not wrong, and 35 by 24. So you have the same frames as this. If you're shooting the normal frame, if you're shooting the panoramic, you get 20 frames. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that the M6 has slowly rise in price to the point the Xpan is a good alternative nowadays at current prices.
And the Xpan 2, which is no more than 15 years old. It was released in 2004, if I remember correctly. But it's really new.
Yeah.
Like this was released in the late 80s, early 90s.
Do remember the Xpan was made by Fuji, so you have the Fuji TX1 and the TX2, if I'm not wrong, which are the Japan market Xpans, but they're good options. One thing to consider if you're trying to go for an M6 and you wanted a Leica with a light meter is its earlier brother, the M5. I know to a lot of people the M5 is the ugliest Leica ever made, but still, if you want a light meter, the M5 is a good option. And for a lot of people, the ones that people that own it and use it love it.
Yeah, the M5 should be much higher priced, but I think it's one of the, well, definitely the cheapest M with a light meter, but like it's still like one of the cheapest M's at all.
Yeah, they changed the design. So basically, we all seen the Leica M5, I mean the M3, the M2s and stuff, the M6, but they changed the design for the M5. You can see that obviously doesn't have the current lines and stuff. It was a pretty big hit on Leica sales, but it did have a light meter, which is great, and it still has the M bayonet, and it's, you know, a fraction of the price. Then, what other options do we have here?
And if we want to be around the 1,000 euro mark, like you don't want to put like even 2,000 euros in, there's two options essentially. There's the Konica Hexar RF. This is a nice anniversary package, you know, and it comes with the lens and what so not, and this package is just above 1,000 euros.
So the Konica, if you've never heard of the Konica, the RF is M mount.
Yeah.
It has no advance by hand, so it advances on its own. It has aperture priority, so sort of like an M7. Aperture priority lock, which is nice because you can focus, you know, get your exposure one place and then recompose. It shoots up to 1/4000 of a second, which is a lot more than 1/1000 that the M6 can do. And you can still use all the M mount lenses. So it's, I think, a very good option for the money. Yes, it does have electronics and a motor, but you're still getting, you know, less.
Yeah, and the M6 light meters are failing also already.
Yeah,
so
they are starting. I've heard a lot of people have problems with the M6 meter, but one thing is the meter fails. You still have a mechanical body.
So, like, this next option is not a lot better in terms of reliability, but in terms of value for money. Yeah,
the Contax G line, and the G1 is very inexpensive, but it has some issues in focusing mostly. But the G2, it has the superb, they all use the superb Zeiss lenses with the famous 45 f2 that some people even mount on M cameras.
And I mean, it's with the G1 you can get a nice kit for under 1,000. The G2, I guess it's already 1,500. It's going up fast.
Yeah, it's over the 1,000 for sure.
And like, these are all cameras that, yes, if you have the money, they are nice. You can even collect them all. Why not, if you have the money? But that's just gonna raise the prices for everyone else.
Basically the Contax G2, we're talking about alternatives to the M6 at, you know, 2,000 for the body and plus lens. The G2 for 2,000 has probably two lenses, one body. I mean, you can shoot aperture priority, you can shoot manually. It focuses automatically. You can also, you know, step focus, so you can shoot hyperfocal. So there's many benefits. You can put a flash, which is really nice. The TL-A200, I think, and the 140. I own this G2, not this exact same one, but it's a really fun camera. And when you nail focus, it's extremely, extremely good.
And if you don't need light metering, if you're more like secure with yourself, do check the earlier videos for the Leica M3 and Leica M4 that were both in the top 10. Obviously the Leica name gets a lot of clicks online, but those are looking into the budget version options from like 200 euros up, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. An M6 without a battery is an M4. Just to kind of like make it very simple. So M6, no battery or no light meter, it's an M4. So you can get either or if you want. The only problem is the M4, like I said, in black is a premium because it's a rare camera. But yeah, those are the options. Number one 2019 camera, the M6. You could also go for the M7. That has other problems, but we won't mention that right now.
Yeah.
But the M6 is a great camera, and it's interesting to see it being top 1.
Yes. And that concludes this top 10 video series, which is quite a lot of like content online, but the best content is in the blog posts because it links to alternatives that we forgot to mention. It's being updated, I guess, constantly to you know, reflect on prices and hopefully
And the market.
You know, it's gonna be a good year for analog photography, and this is a good look to 2019, and we'll see what changes in
and
2020.
we were mentioning, if you want to go ahead and do a gambling of what will be the top 10 of 2020, it could be very interesting to see how it might change. We might lose some cameras on the list and get new ones. Prices, you know, always are fluctuating up and down, mostly up in the recent years. So yeah, if you have any doubts, you can check the article, like Juho said, and the video on Camera Store. The article, of course, will be updated frequently with the different trends. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment to see what you thought about this little 10 video series that we did here at Camera Store. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.